Hello everyone, welcome to another video about the game Othercide. Today I want to talk about ritual missions. What are they and how do you beat it? So first you can see ritual missions with the same difficulty rating as the hunt mission will offer you significantly more reward. This hunt mission, which is rated as impossible, offers you 300 vitae and 300 experience. But the ritual mission, it is also rated impossible, will offer you 500 vitae and 500 experience. So you might think ritual missions are really difficult as compared to hunt missions. Well, you will be right in the early game. However, in the late game, like the 4th week or the 5th week, in my opinion, I think ritual missions are the easiest type of missions to do. But in the early game, they are pretty difficult. So in ritual missions, you have to defeat or destroy the lost soul before it is too late. You only have to destroy one target, that's a lost soul. And you might think that is quite easy. Well, it is easy because you only have to defeat one target, but there are other enemies around it which would intercept and attack your daughter. So just be aware of that. The reason I say lost souls are really easy to defeat in the late game is because in the late game your daughter becomes really powerful. Although the lost soul will have more health, your daughters are so strong and so powerful, having extra health doesn't really make the game any more difficult. In the early game, the lost soul doesn't have as much health, but because your daughters are not as strong, they don't have as many abilities, the ritual missions can be quite difficult. The lost soul also has a large area of effect attack that can instantly kill all your daughters. So if you don't defeat it, eventually it's going to kill you. Now, my best strategy for ritual mission is to rush the lost soul. Just destroy the lost soul as soon as possible. And you can achieve that by bringing more Blade Masters. Because Blade Masters have teleporting skills such as Sidestep and teleporting attacks like Lightning Strike and later on Ghost Strike, you can quickly move your Blade Master up towards the Lost Soul and easily destroy it. You can also bring multiple Soul Slingers because Soul Slingers can attack from range and they have very strong attacks like Shadow Rounds. And if you use multiple Soul Slingers and you activate Shadow Rounds on all of them, the Shadow Rounds can stack together and they end up doing a lot of damage. I would not recommend you use Shield Bearers because Shield Bearers, they don't output as much damage. Now, Shield Bearers can delay the AoE attack from the Lost Soul, so it is possible to delay it with initiative delaying skills such as Slam. So you can use Slam or a skill called Shield Charge, which you get in level 10, or even a skill like Vital Grace. You can delay enemies on the timeline. You can also use it to delay the AoE attack of the Lost Soul. Even though you can do that with the Shield Bearer, I still think it is the best idea to defeat the Lost Soul as soon as possible. In addition to that, more enemies will spawn as you continue to take too long in the mission. So it's possible and it's very easy to get overrun with enemies because there's so many enemies surrounding you. You also have to defeat the Lost Soul as quickly as possible before it does the AoE attack to defeat all your daughters. In my opinion, the best combination is 2 Blade Masters and 1 Soul Slinger. Make sure your Blade Master have teleporting skills such as Sidestep and Lightning Strike. Your Soul Slinger has skills such as Spirit Haste or Spirit Burst. Spirit Haste can move your other daughters up the timeline, so it is a boosting skill. I think it is very important in ritual missions. Now, we are in the Sunken Street. It is a confined map, and the threats are the Plague Guard, larvae, and worms. So the map is important as well. The Sunken Street is not so difficult of a map. So let's get started. Okay, so my team is going to be 2 Blade Masters and 1 Soul Slinger. You can adjust the team to the way that you like.
Sacrificed before the end.
You can also use 2 Soul Slingers and 1 Blade Master. I have beaten the mission with 3 Blade Master, but I've never done it with 3 Soul Slinger.
Pray for deliverance.
Destroy the Lost Soul before he destroys everything in range. Okay. The Lost Soul generally takes turn first out of all the enemies, but because it's not a rescue mission, your daughter gets to take turns first. Let's check out the Lost Soul. The Lost Soul has 6,000 health, but no armor or dodge. However, enemies such as Infected can buff the Lost Soul to give it more health and more armor. So if the Lost Soul loses health, Infected and Infested will be able to heal it. So just be careful. Also, enemy interruption skills, I think also works with the Lost Soul as well. So the Lost Soul has a Salvation, which is a delayed action. Kill or daughter on the map can only be cancelled if the Lost Soul dies. So this attack can only be cancelled if the Lost Soul is defeated. You cannot cancel it with Interception Shot or Saving Grace. It does not work. I don't know exactly how many turns you get, but I think you get around, I think it's 400 initiative, 400 or 500 initiative. I can't remember exactly. I've never tested it out, actually. There's only once that I saw Salvation on the timeline, but it was quite late on the timeline. So I was able to defeat the Lost Soul before his attack hits us. So this is area of effect attack. You cannot run away from it. This will kill all of your daughter. So your objective is just to rush the Lost Soul. Forget about other enemies. If you can defeat them, fine. But rush the Lost Soul. It is the highest priority. You need to try to get up there as soon as possible. Do not allow it to use its attack Salvation. Otherwise, all your daughters will be dead. Another thing is that if you go to the main option, you have the choice of abandon the ritual mission. You do not want to abandon the ritual mission. If you abandon the ritual mission, all your daughters will die. So the choice is, if you fail the ritual mission, all your daughters will die. If you get hit by Salvation, all your daughters will die. This is another reason why ritual missions give more reward than hunt missions. Because in hunt missions, you can flee away from the hunt mission without losing your daughter. Provided your daughters are still alive on the map, if you run away from the hunt mission, all your daughters are going to be okay. However, in ritual missions, if you run away from it, then all your daughters will die. Okay, let's begin by using our Blade Master. So we want to try to get up there as soon as possible. Alright, I will just use Lightning Strike. Okay, I don't know why I didn't use Sidestep there, but it's okay. I'm not particularly worried because I have Spirit Haste. And this is why I like Spirit Haste, because you can effectively buff up your allies up the timeline. So then Chris can will be able to act again. So Bella has 120 AP, and the way I have 120 AP is I have different traits on my daughters. If your daughters have certain traits, can give her extra AP. Now, traits are random. It depends on the performance of your daughter in battle. If you can defeat a lot of enemies without taking any damage, you end up getting quite a lot of traits.
Flawless.
Okay. Bella is doing a very high amount of damage, and that's what I wanted to do. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving up towards the Lost Soul, and at the same time, I'm trying to defeat as many enemies as I can. And this is possible with skills such as Sidestep and Lightning Strike. because with sidestep I can quickly move up and attack my enemy, and with lightning strike, I can attack and move at the same time. So the lost soul would move now and use salvation, which is a delayed action. Salvation won't hit you instantly. It will occur after, I think, a couple of hundred, maybe 400 or 500 initiative of delay, but don't quote me on it because I'm not entirely sure what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly. So I'm going to attack this enemy and move up with sidestep. That's why I really like sidestep, because you can do this. Again, the same thing, sidestep and attack.
Exquisite. Memories once locked away from us.
Okay. So instead of moving normally, say I can move here, it costs 50 AP. What I can do is I can use sidestep up here, and now I can move further. It's not much further, but it's further enough. Again, I'm just moving all my daughter as close to the lost soul as possible. I'm going to ignore the other enemies that are spawned. I don't really care, it doesn't matter.
Stand back or be caught in regret.
I don't really care about them. Okay, so now I'm very close to the lost soul. I can then get behind it. So with backstab, I can do very high damage. I'm just going to take out these enemies with Clemens. I don't really need to do it, but just some additional experience for her.
Impressive.
And she's able to act before them anyway. Okay, so now I want to finish the mission the next turn, so I'm going to try to defeat as many enemies as I can.
I revel in her strength.
Defeating extra enemies gives me extra experience.
Memories once locked away from us.
And extra memories as well. So, Chris should be able to get the kill here. Now, whoever destroys the lost soul gets the most amount of experience in the mission. Everybody's still able to get the mission XP, but defeating the lost soul gives the most amount of experience. So in this case, ideally I want Bella to get the kill, but it's okay. Chris can take it this time. So the daughter that you want to level, you will use her to defeat the lost soul. Now, if you continue to drag on the mission, not only will it be more likely for the lost soul to use for salvation to occur because you're dragging on. Now it's a delayed action, so the longer you take, the more likely salvation is going to occur on the timeline, and you will see it on the timeline. And it will tell you that salvation is going to happen in, let's say, the 98th initiative on the timeline, right? And if you let it happen, all your daughters will be defeated. If you drag on the mission, more enemies will spawn as well. Enemies will spawn periodically, so don't drag on the mission. Just try to take down the lost soul as soon as possible.
Flawless.
And that's all you have to do. So the strategy, get to the lost soul, take it down as soon as possible. Use your Blade Master because they do the most amount of damage.
His creed promises let her flourish. No matter what, we will find our own.
Okay, see, you notice Chris got the most amount of experience because she defeated the lost soul.
Though the danger passes, we must prepare for the next.
Alright, we can have a look her stats. So that's Bella's stat.
May this memory be one of freedom.
Oh, Bella now has 130 AP? Wow. Okay, she's very, very strong. So that's all her traits. Basically, if you can use your daughter and if she doesn't take too much damage in battle and she can defeat a lot of enemies, you get a lot of traits. Aggressive, daredevil, resourceful, veteran. All she has seen across countless fights has sharpened her senses. Arrogant and one with a sword. Now it is possible to get 140 AP. I have done it before a few times. I don't know if it is possible to get 150 AP. I'm talking about without remembrance, okay? So if you have a remembrance, it is possible to get extra AP. But without remembrance, I'm not sure if it is possible to get to 150 AP. I have gotten to 140 AP before. 140 AP is really, really good because you can take a lot more action and do a lot more attacks with 140 AP. You want to try to get as high AP as possible. So if you perform well in the game, in this game, if you do well, if you can defeat a lot of enemies, defeat a lot of missions without taking damage, you actually get a lot of traits. And if you have a lot of traits, it makes your character really, really strong. And it makes the remainder mission a lot easier. So other games like Resident Evil, I think Resident Evil 3 Remake, if you perform well in the game, it becomes harder and harder and harder. So it's kind of different. So Bella is one daughter, Chris is another daughter that we bought. Sorry, I'll show you guys the memories I use. Increase skill by 20%. With Imbued Blade, I generally want to increase crit chance. Because Slash, I want to do as much damage as possible. Imbued Blade, I want to hit critical. Lightning Strike, I want to mitigate enemy armor. So I usually use Lightning Strike to destroy enemy armor, then Slash can do a lot more damage. Now, Sidestep, I have a memory called Disquiet. You get this memory after you defeat the first boss, and it grants a unit 400 armor that lasts 30 initiative units. So every time I sidestep, Bella gets 400 armor, and I can use her to tank certain damages. And because she can take turns fairly quick, her end of turn delay is 48. She only has 18 initiative that is not covered by armor. If I can manage her timeline really well, I'll be able to make sure she has armor all the time if enemies were to attack her. Chris is sort of the same setup. Slash with imbued, Slash with 20% damage increase, Imbued Blade with critical chance, and Lightning Strike with extra damage. I just use extra damage rather than armor mitigation, but both will work. You notice she has end of turn delay at 46, so she can take turns faster than Bella. Similar sort of traits, but she has Owl. Aware, sorry, not Owl. What am I talking about? Aware. Which has end of turn delay -5. Out of the carnage she stepped, filled with wisdom. Yeah, so Aware. I thought it was AWE. That's why I said what I said. But what I meant was Aware. And Clemens, So with a regular shot, you want to increase the damage by numerical amount rather than percentage. Interception shot. Now with interception shot, you can just increase damage actually. Shadow rounds are just increased damage. Shadow rounds, you can actually increase a percentage damage. It's actually better than a numerical amount. So I might change that. And Spirit Haste, I just put Treasure, where the target acts 15 initiative units sooner. So with Spirit Haste, there's various type of memories you can put. You can put increasing damage, so give a temporary damage buff, and temporary armor buff, or resistance to initiative delay. You don't really need that at the moment. You can use this against the second boss, because the second boss will delay you down the timeline, but it only works for 30 initiative units, so you really need to time it really well. Later on, you'll get one that works for 90 initiative units, and you need it for the final boss. So there's Reunion and Treasure. Treasure is my favorite because it costs the least amount of Vitae and allows my allies to act 15 initiative unit faster. So with 30 initiative units, I can give, with 30 AP, I can give 35 initiative unit buff to my ally. Because the skill costs 30 AP, right? Yeah, the skill costs 30 AP. So, and that's her traits. She doesn't have as many because I think she didn't defeat as many enemies as Bella. Because Bella is a Blade Master, she does the most amount of damage. So she has broken. Repeated losses have made her constantly fatigued. She does have really bad end of turn delay. So end of turn delay is 50. Yeah, she has very bad end of turn delay. So, but end of turn delay minus 10. Shouldn't that reduce end of turn delay? Okay, I don't understand. Wait, hold on. Yeah, end of turn delay, it should reduce her end of turn delay. I don't really know. Anyway, that's how you beat ritual missions. It's not so difficult, but you do need to be aware that the Lost Soul can destroy all your daughters if you're not careful. So the strategy is try to destroy the Lost Soul as soon as possible, and I recommend you to bring 2 Blade Masters and 1 Soul Slinger. Make sure the Blade Master has skills like Sidestep, and the Soul Slinger has Spirit Haste, so you can boost up your allies up the timeline. Therefore, you can quickly get to the Lost Soul and destroy it.